Welcome to the Jen Cares powered by Chozen Live podcast, a podcast that brings the community to you. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now here's your host, Jen Cares.
Well, good evening and welcome to Jen Cares, powered by Chozen Counselors. I am your host, Jen Cares, the founder of Chozen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. As always, I want to thank you so much for joining us, for tuning in, for catching a replay. Please do like, share, comment, and all that jazz. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And if on Facebook, be sure to follow. As this is Black History Month, we are giving our flowers to some Black history icons. Today's feature goes to Catherine Hughes. Catherine Liggins Hughes is an American entrepreneur, radio and television personality, and business executive. She has been listed as the second richest Black woman in the United States. Some of us may know her from BET. Today we honor Catherine Hughes. Friends, I am so excited to be here. Today has been a special day, but we have made it, and I'm excited for the segment on tonight. I do hope that you joined us last week, and if you didn't, catch that replay. I hope you enjoyed it if you did join us, as we had the community boss herself, Robin Shine Maddox. So many great nuggets that she shared. One was putting value on yourself. I'm taking that one still to the bank. She also talked about what we're holding on to that's broken. Trying to help some other people. We got to let some stuff go. But I also liked her anchoring them for boss. Boundaries, organized order, structure, and a system. Okay? So when we're being a boss, we want to have our things together. And that's what this month is about, bossing up. We first started off talking about being that business boss, having our affairs in order in the business world. Then we talked about the community boss. Now tonight is the financial boss. And I already know when we talk about money, it gets a little funny. But this is something that we want to be concerned about. This is something that we want to talk about. Why? Because we want to be a financial boss, all right? We don't want to have to rob Peter to pay Paul and all that other stuff. You know, I joke about going to a corner trying to get some coins, but if we could have it, if we could save it, if we could be responsible with it, that would be pretty cool, right? So tonight we have the amazing Tyra Jacklene as we have financial boss. So help me welcome the amazing Tyra. I'm excited. She's going to share some great stuff with us. So here we go. Hey, Tyra.
Hey, Jen, thank you so much for having me. How's everybody out there in cyber world?
Yes. How was your day today?
I had an awesome day today. I have a very spirited 5 going on 27-year-old.
Uh-huh.
So I spent a lot of my time with her today before I whisked her over to her father's. But and I'm preparing myself. I'm going out of town on business, and so that's where my day has been. Doing a little work here and there as well. Still servicing some of my clients. I'm still with them. All that stuff. And the laptop and everything goes with you. I can work. Thank God I can work from anywhere.
Yes, work from anywhere, and that's always a good thing when we can do that. So I'm glad it was great. Over here at Jen Cares, we always start with a quote of the day, and today's quote of the day is: "Never spend your money before you earned it." Thomas Jefferson. Never spend your money before you earned it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know how we say it. Don't count money you don't already have.
Yes.
If it ain't already in the palm or in that bank account, it does not count. That future money is just a maybe until it's there. Okay, so don't count that money until you have it, basically.
And it's so good because even our paycheck, every 2 weeks, I remember being on a job and we were supposed to get paid and my check didn't clear.
Oh.
So if I would have spent that money without having it, I would have been in a world of trouble. Now, granted, they were able to get it fixed and things of that sort, but we never know what can happen. So it's really so important for us not to spend it before we have it.
Exactly.
Because then we just feel more broke. Or not broke, but whatever word you want to use, friends. I'm not gonna put no words in your mouth, but we feel it's nice to feel on top of the game. Like if you feel like you ain't got it and things that sort, you kind of like, dang, I wish I would have. We don't want to be in those situations, so we don't want to spend it if we don't already, if we haven't already earned it. Okay.
Exactly.
So, friends, as always, I prepared some questions to guide tonight's topic. But if you have any questions and comments, be sure to drop them below. And again, share it if you hear something that works out and is really good to you. So, in that, getting started, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so as y'all know, I go by Tyra Jacklene. As I stated, I'm a mom of one. I been around the block a lot. I'm from Philadelphia. I lived the majority of my life here. Yes, I am a Philly joint. I was speaking with somebody today. I said I'm from Philly. I rep Philly all day. I am a Philly joint. Okay. I worked in social services for many years. I actually I worked with adults, I worked with children, I worked with people in drug and alcohol, mental health issues as well. In another state, I actually worked as a real estate agent. I worked as an insurance agent. And for the last 10 years, I did work for your lovely Internal Revenue Service before being a full-time entrepreneur in financial literacy. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love it. So IRS, we don't want to get no trouble with the I, the R, or the S.
We don't want no problem with those alphabet boys.
We don't need
None
no
of them.
problem. I mean, give me the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, but not the I or the S. Okay. Very nice, very nice. So what made you get into the field that you're in?
So the field that I'm currently in, well, number one, wasn't really educated on it, but had some things going on with my credit where I wanted to get some resolution. And I was going about it as a particular route, and the thing is, I didn't get a resolution on that end. So I, it's so much information on social media, and I'm so grateful for social media because you can learn so much. You can hear a lot of bull crap as well, but you can learn so much.
Right,
So
right.
learning on social media about a particular platform that I got interested in because I wanted to do something with my credit. I also wanted to earn some more money as well. That provided both of those platforms for me. And that's how my journey started, and it's been go and up since then.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Very
Mm-hmm.
nice, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And again, it's great when you can find something that you're interested in doing and then make it a business. Like what made you go full time into a business with it?
Being a full-time entrepreneur, just being able to call my own shots.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a job, but you start to get to the point, and this is not for everybody, so I'm speaking for myself.
Yes.
Okay. You get to a point where it's not satisfactory for you. They want more and more. It's like they want blood, they want your firstborn, they want so much from you, and they want to pay you the same thing. I was employed as an adult babysitter the last few years with the federal government, and that's not fun,
Okay.
But being able to call my own shots, getting up and going what I want, doing whatever it is I need to. Like I had my daughter got into a little accident the other day. I was able to jump up and just go get my child,
Right.
and take her to the hospital rather than me calling up my supervisor like, hey, I need to go. Can I go?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like and like I said, it's nothing. If you have to do that, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
I travel a lot for my business, so I'm able to get up and go. I don't have to call out of work.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, my paychecks are not guaranteed. I
Mm-hmm.
only get paid when I work. I only get paid when I'm helping people. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's what I'm here on this earth to do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's what God has blessed me to do. And as much as I bless people, I want to be blessed. So if I want to be blessed, I need to pay it forward and bless other people.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And the amazing part of being a boss now in the financial piece, because that is a big part. We talked about not spending money that we didn't earn and things of that sort. Because a lot of times becoming an entrepreneur, that's one of the fears, I think, or the pieces that causes one to be hesitant of not knowing if I'm going to have the funds to be able to, keep my lights on, keep my heat on, keep my, and with prices ever changing, and income not necessarily changing. What how did that come into consideration with you saying, all right, I'm going to go full time doing this? Here we go.
Faith. That's
Mm,
all I can say. And it's scary.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Just saying just the simple fact saying I'm gonna be a boss and call my own shots. It can be scary. But faith and fear cannot coexist.
Mm,
You can't have one foot in and one foot out, just like any relationship. Not, you can't be dual minded. You can't serve two masters. None of that stuff is, and nothing's wrong. So I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all need to do out there for all you guys and gals that's out there saying I want to do my business and all that stuff, and you working a 9 to 5. Keep working your 9 to 5. But guess what? That hobby you got, that $1 million idea you got, that 5 to 9 is going to build your dreams, is going to build your legacy, and that's where your happiness and your purpose is going to come from.
mm,
Because
yeah.
the majority of people out here, some people love what they do when it comes to their job. Hats off, kudos. My best friend is like that. She's a vice principal at an elementary school. She loves her job. She loves what she does when she helps children. I
Mhm.
love her. I love her to death. Where I was at unfortunately I wasn't blessed to do
Yes.
for that for where I was working at the time. But please stay on your job. Stay on your job, but don't let that job kill your dream.
Mm.
Period.
Don't let the job kill your dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very important for us to be mindful of jobs that are for us and aren't for us. It's like we can be doing a job and we're doing it because we're trying to get the check. But when you find a job where it's like, I'm giving back, I'm finding purpose, that can mean a world of difference. So if it's not being a full-time babysitter, it's like, let me find something else, because everybody's not graced to be a teacher. Everybody's not graced to be with children all day. But finding what works for you. Those that do it, God bless. Thank you. Those that are in the medical field, I'm not a fan of needles. Thank you. I need you to do it because I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So really finding your groove so that you can thrive and do what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
Mm. So in reading some things about you, I saw that you're a collaborator and a motivator. Why are those two characteristics so important in what you do?
Because as I stated, we can't do nothing alone. So we need to collaborate with other people, and we need to we don't need to motivate people, because motivation is temporarily. We need to be inspirational. We need to inspire people, because motivation only lasts this long, and
Yeah.
it's external. When you're inspiring somebody, or when you're inspired to do something, that's inside of you. That's very intrinsic. The I
Mhm.
inspire intrinsic. That's inside of you.
Yeah.
So just as a collaborator, like I can't change the world by myself.
Mhm.
I need your help, Jen. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't uplift any group of people by myself. I
Yeah.
need your help, Jen. Okay.
Mhm.
Not just that, I need like-minded people.
Mhm.
I need someone like yourself to help me do that,
Yeah.
because, you know, if I'm on the whole thing, like say you out there, you want to go save the world, but I just want to go drink and and chill, which if that's what you want to do, is nothing wrong with that, then then that's not going to be a good relationship. We're not going to see eye to eye. That's
Mhm.
not collaboration.
Right.
I'm saying, so we need support. We all need to help. We all need to support each other. We need to do it together. We can't do that
Mhm.
by ourselves.
You're right. You're right.
Mhm.
Why is it so hard for us to ask for help from somebody else?
Because we were taught not to.
Ooh.
So you gotta remember growing up, and so let's talk about elementary school.
Yes.
Growing, and this starts basically as soon as you come out the womb. Let's
Yeah.
if you want to be for real. If you
Mhm.
started going to preschool and daycare and all that
Yes.
stuff, we was told to do this by yourself, do this work by yourself. You gotta do that test by yourself, by yourself, by yourself, by yourself.
Come on.
You can't be, but and unfortunately we come from these individualist societies. When you need to make change happen, it need to be a collective collection.
Mm. Mm. Because friends, we've talked about this before too. We can't do it all by ourselves. We still need somebody else to do some of the pieces that we're trying to do. Even in going into becoming an entrepreneur, you need people to be customers so that you can do what it is you got to do. And trust and believing that those people that need your help will come and find you. How would you say it's been being a boss though? Like going from the person where you had to check with somebody to being the person that the people got to check in with you.
Being the boss. First and foremost, you gotta have the confidence of I don't know. You gotta have the confidence of Beyonce. You gotta have the confidence of Rihanna up there doing all those dances, and she how many months pregnant. I think she still did a wonderful job. I don't care what nobody say because
Agree.
I said to somebody the other day, you ain't out there trying to dance so hard with swollen ankles and hemorrhoids. Come on now, let's be for real. When you pregnant, okay? But being a boss, man, all that if you know you're a boss here, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about confidence.
Yes.
Okay. We're talking about you being inspired because if you inspire, you're going to inspire other people. So I'm making my duty every morning, my first post every morning on social media because social media is uber important to me, myself, and my business
Mm-hmm.
to find some type of way to inspire you. Most
Yeah.
of the time, I do some type of Bible quote, some type of scripture, something to
Mm-hmm.
uplift your spirit.
Yes.
Okay. Or I'll say something motivating and inspirational. But most of the time it's some type of scripture though.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like I said, so boss is just a state of mind. It's not a title. Because it has to be here and here.
Mm-hmm.
Boss.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it takes work. People want to be the leader. People want to be the chief. It's you got to say no to people. You can't say yes to everything because you have to look at different aspects beyond just the right now to see what the future will look like and if this is a good idea or not to do.
You got to know, and that's another thing too. And that also takes emotional intelligence to know when to
Mm-hmm.
be the Indian and when to be the chief, because you can't know
Mm-hmm.
all things. Like I might be the master of 1+1, but Jen, you the master of 2+2, and I'm trying to learn 2+2. That means you the chief right now.
Right. Right.
Learn that from you. So people do need to learn how to humble themselves and know when it's time to be a student. And if you want to be successful, you need
Mm-hmm.
to always be a student.
Yes.
Leaders never stop learning ever.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree. This was really good. Boss is a state of mind, not a title. Because if we ever been around somebody who was like, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, we know you the boss. Let's just all do the work, you know? And sometimes the boss is still has to get their hands dirty sometimes. It's not like you just out there like, oh, whatever I say goes. You want to get your hands dirty too to know one, what it is that the people are doing so that you stay connected. And that if they leave, you can still pick up the pieces to make sure it's still being done. Because it's not just a title, it is a state of mind.
Yes, definitely.
And some people had a title and they, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so financial boss. Talk about being a financial boss. How would you define financial literacy?
And let me tell you something. That's probably one of the hardest questions I had to answer in my life.
Hmm.
There's so many different variances and nuances of when it comes to financial literacy. That's why you got to kind of park it at certain points. But if I had to sum it up, I would say having the best relationship you can with your finances and knowing how to leverage those things properly to get where you need to be to achieve your goals. That's it.
Hmm. You said it was one of the hardest questions to answer, so it's probably one of the hardest things some of us have to do.
Mhm. Yeah, because your finances, you should treat your finances good in a way of being in a good marriage or being in a good relationship with your significant other and
Mhm.
your spiritual relationship, because your financial house should mimic those. So
Right.
because if you're in a bad relationship, a lot of times your finance, like it's no coincidences that divorce, a lot of time the bottom line to divorces comes down to financials. That's not a coincidence.
Hmm.
So people need to understand is when they need to take care of all their houses, they need to take care of their financial house as well. Your relationship with your money. And like I said, and we talking about present money, we talking about future money, but finances and financial literacy does not all don't just boil down to money. It's not
Hmm.
just money. Like I said, so many variables within that when we're talking about financial housing. But you just had to have a good relationship with it, knowing who to go to when you have a particular issue, question, problem, or goal, I want to do this, who to go to and how to leverage it.
Mm. Knowing who to go to, you know, because we're in tax season. I saw where these guys, they were like, you know, come get your taxes done by us. And the comments was like, yeah, I just got 35K back. I got this back. Um, it was a meme of mocking a little bit, but it really is important who you go to, because if you go to the wrong person and you get something back that you haven't been getting back in previous years, it's like, somebody might come knocking on my door. And we don't want that to happen. So it's really important to go to the right people. How does one know who they should go to? Like, what are some things they should look for when trying to go to somebody to get some support with financial literacy?
So depending on what your issue is, first I would start with somebody who you know that is a professional, because one thing about professional people, we have relationships with other professional peoples and other genres and different topics and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Go to a financial person you trust and say, hey, do you or someone you know do X, Y, and Z, or can inform you about X, Y, and Z? That's how you start. Start
Yeah.
with professional. Stop listening to your broke friends. Stop listening to your broke family members. Stop
Mm.
listening to your broke coworkers. Stop listening to your broke neighbors. If you can't trade bank accounts and lifestyles with these people, stop listening to them. And I don't care who they are, even if it's your mom or your grandmama.
Mm. Mm. You know, because I mean, we've all heard some feedback from somebody that may have been great, may have been bad. So it is like a chance, but it's not something that we always want to take a chance on when it comes to our finances, especially money that we haven't quite earned yet that we're trying to put out there and taking a gamble. So it's really important. So got it. Not even, again, being mindful, a professional, because they are hip to the game. They're paying attention. They're trying to stay aware of what's going on. Somebody else be like, they heard something and it was years ago. Might not be beneficial today because the rules have changed and things, huh?
Yeah, especially when you're subscribing to those mindsets that we were raised with. Like I said, we were raised very individualistic, and that's 100% wrong. We
Right.
always need to have collective mindsets, and that's part of the reason why so many different other races, they come to our neighborhoods and they, let's just talk about Asians, where they come to our neighborhoods. They have a Chinese store to eat with. We have a dry cleaners. They might have a laundromat. They all come from collectivist societies, and they say, oh, well, there's a need in this particular hood, this neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, and they get these 3-4 businesses, and now they making millions of dollars a year right off of the backs of the people in that community. But they all work together to get where they are. The problem is with a lot of us that look like us, because we were raised individualistic, we don't know how to collaborate and get ourselves together to achieve those goals. We have to work together to do it. That's the importance of it. And it's enough money to go around for everybody. But the problem is we were raised in scarcity. Okay. We were raised in survival. We don't know it's abundance out there. Like I know people who's listening and listen to us right now have heard those things before, but you don't believe it. But it's out there. And you looking at all these other people like, how are they doing this? How are they doing that? Part of the reason is they work together. They get mentors. They listen to their mentors. They listen to people. Stop thinking you know it all because you don't know anything. I'm being nice right now with the way I just said that. But
yeah.
It's sad, but like I said, Jen, I need your help. I can't do it by myself. I love to refer to the Matrix when Morpheus gave Neo the option of that red and that blue pill.
Yes.
I can't give people the red pill by myself, but that's what I'm out here trying to do.
Right. We don't know it's a abundance out there because we just, again, only know our area. I was talking to somebody, we was talking about, I went away for school. So it was a different experience from staying in Philadelphia. Going to Maryland, there was a new culture, new things to learn. And sometimes you don't know what's outside of your front door unless you step outside your front door. And sometimes, again, knowing your area, you know how things are, where you can go, where you can't go, where to be, when to be, and all those things. But when you go somewhere else, you find out, oh my gosh, it's more to the world in this, just in this. And that's a big thing with traveling too. Some people that I know are great with traveling and love traveling. You get to see that there's something different. And that's the real important part of knowing that there's more to you than your childhood home. There's more than just your neighborhood. When you go to a different neighborhood, there are other opportunities. Even in your own neighborhood, sometimes there's opportunities that we don't know about, which is why even why we do Gen Care is just trying to share the resources that are right in front of our face that we don't even know. Like people see your posts and like, oh, that's what she do. That's what she's talking about. It's right there. But there's an abundance out there that we miss. That was good.
Man, we missed that train. And it'd be there. It'd be right in front of our faces.
Yeah, right in front. Oh, good. Okay. So I saw the post that you did. You was talking about it was a Friday financial tips. I guess it was this past Friday, and you were talking about 6 places to never use your debit card. And I want to talk on this because I have a friend. She has a card, and it has been just jamming her up because sometimes if we're not careful, we get scammed. And even the emails that we get sometimes, friends or the messages people are sending, these people are getting wise and slick in what it is that they're doing. So the first place that you say, not to use your, debit card was with buying airline tickets. Why isn't it good to use your debit card for the airline?
Well, that was a specific place, but you shouldn't be using your debit card on the internet, period. Let's just talk about all in all why you should not use a debit card. Every time you swipe your debit card, your entire bank account is at risk.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all don't know, these criminals are smart and they're crafty.
Mm-hmm.
Like you in Target swiping your debit card, they on the other side of the parking lot swiping your card, taking your card numbers while you swiping.
Mm-hmm.
So that first and foremost, every time you swipe your debit card, your entire bank account is at risk. The entire checking account, whatever it is you're pulling from, is at risk.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, is it insured? Yes. But what happens when money gets stolen off of your debit card? They gotta do an investigation, find out what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
then they get you your money back. How long is that gonna take?
Mm. Yeah, it sometimes slower than you like it to be. I had used my card just a couple years ago now, and somebody bought some sneakers, somebody got some ice cream from the ice cream parlor, and did a little parking downtown. And I was like, I was not there. I didn't buy no sneakers today, and like my bank was able to like pick up on it, things that sort. But sometimes your bank can catch on it. But sometimes we don't even see it because we're not even looking at our bank statements.
And that's another thing. Something as simple as look at not even just your bank statements. Look at what's going on on, like we all got these apps on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what's going on in real time on your phones.
Yes.
Okay. So not only is it not good to swipe your debit card, your whole bank account is at risk. Remember, your debit card does nothing for your credit. Mm-hmm. Anything you could pay on a debit card, you could pay with a credit card. Mm-hmm. What does credit cards do? They help us build the credit, but people bite off more than they chew when it comes to credit cards because they're being irresponsible. They don't have the financial literacy. It all comes back to the financial literacy, right? But yes, you're not building your credit. Okay, to be able to build credit, you have to use it. Mm-hmm. That is what it is. That is the system. Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is use the system properly, but people fail to do that. But yeah, I mean, you shouldn't use your debit card anywhere. I don't use my debit card nowhere. I don't even leave out my house with my debit card. Mm. The only time that's for my personal and my business accounts. And but the only time I will take them out the house, say if I know I need to go get cash for something that's cash specific, then I will take my debit card. Other than that thing stay in the house. Any of my accounts. I use my credit cards for everything. Right. And then I pay I pay my credit card bills twice a month.
Okay.
So yeah, so you shouldn't use a debit card at all. And for the folks that say, "Oh, well, I can't get a credit card," yes, you can. They have credit cards. They have secure credit cards, which means you do have to start with your own money. But that is a consequence of being irresponsible with your credit. I understand. When you're irresponsible, you're gonna get. You gotta get those hand slaps first.
Yeah.
When you get where you need to be, like, hey, okay, this is what you're doing. Okay, but yeah. start out with some either some low credit limit cards or a secure credit card. There's no shame in that. I have a secure credit. I still got a secure credit card with well over 700 credit score, because of the perks that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of perks with credit cards. There's different types of insurance. There's travel insurance attached to a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Point, you develop points with credit cards, meaning you can use those points or rewards and do stuff for free because you've already spent the money. These are the perks of using the credit cards. So it is a gracious and good cycle, but you got to be responsible. And the problem is people are financial illiterate and not and being irresponsible.
Mm-hmm. So one of the other things that you had listed was paying at the pump. And they always have, like, when you use your card at the pump, that there's some kind of device sometimes that can, like, copy your card and things of that sort. But again, I guess anywhere that you use, they can put that device on there if people aren't watching to be able to swipe. And that's why we want to just be precautious when using debit cards, it sounds like.
Yeah, like even like if you've ever heard of stories like people insert things into like the part where you could put your card in where they can actually take your numbers and do it like that. Like I said, these people are smart. It's unfortunate, but people are smart. Especially these cyber folks that do those type of crimes. They're smart. These are people with IQs of 160 and 170. Geniuses. They are smart. Okay? So they sure outsmarting the average intelligent folks like myself. So,
and that's what I'm saying. So, and I want to throw this plug in because another friend on Instagram, I got a message, and they used her picture as the wallpaper, and then, like, the alert came on to try to make it feel like it's real and things of that sort. And it was like, I invested $300 and I got back $2,600 within 3 hours. This is FR, meaning for real. I said, and this is not my sis, right? So then they sent me a video, and it's like, hi, my name is Jen Cares. I'll use my name. And it was like, cousin Bet, you should check it out. Now, first I said, it's my sis. Now you calling me cousin. I said, we were sisters. Well, you messing up, sir. Whoever it is on the other line. And I was like, I don't believe it. Have a good day. And like, are you kidding me? Look, I first doubted it too. Yada, yada, who. And then they had another video where it was like, my name is Jen Cares. I am this, da, 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 da. And I was like, these people are sneaky because they take a picture and they have an app that they can move the lips and talk and speak and things of that sort. And you think it's a person. And these are the same scams that they do where they take our money because we're thinking, oh, yeah, it sounds good. Oh, that's really hard. So, friends, we got to be careful. They're sending emails. They're sending text messages. They're sending videos where we think it's really the people, and it's not. How can we safeguard ourselves in the event that we did jam ourselves up and listen to one of these people?
Everybody should have some form of identity theft protection. Link your bank accounts, link your debit cards, link your credit cards, link your social media. Do scans on the dark web. Everybody should have these things. Most of the time, the identity theft protection, it comes with all those things, depending on who, depending on what company you go with. But and nobody, first and foremost, can prevent all identity theft. Nope. But at least have some type of safeguard.
Got it. Yeah. Because they slick. They are slick. And then even like, some people are still, do checks and they send out checks and things of that sort. But they're like fudging those checks to rework it for themselves to then reap a benefit. So friends, we just have to be careful. If you can find what works best to keep you safe and keep your coins safe. Because nobody's trying to freely lose any coins.
Nobody wants to freely lose any of everything. I've actually been a victim of ID theft before. It's a long time ago. But I was young, but nobody was teaching me anything. But you got people like myself and yourself that's out here. It's a lot of influencers and stuff out here that give away a lot of game. Y'all just gotta listen.
Yes.
People just have to listen. Y'all need to stop being stubborn and just open up your ears and your heart and close your mouth and close your eyes. Blind people, they have very intense hearing. So there are times when I'm trying to listen to something, I'll actually turn away from it. So I won't look at it. So I can just listen to what's being said. I need people to listen. Close your mouth. Stop talking. Just listen. There's so many people out here giving nuggets. There's so many people out here dropping gems. There's so many people out here looking to help people. but people just too stubborn to receive it. Listen and receive it, please.
That could be used in a lot of different scenarios. Because as you were saying, I turn my head and I just listen. Because sometimes we get into some conversations with some people, places, and things, and it was like, oh, but they are so good. They look so this, say that, and we building up this picture and not really listen to the words that they're saying. But when we turn and really just listen to the words, we're not distracted, but we're hearing what's coming out of their mouths, so that we can really judge and say, is this something I still want to be in, or is this something I shouldn't be in? That's good. Turn your head and listen. Don't look.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll be like, oh, it's so good. You should get it. Look at this. It's like this. No, let me just hear.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I? So I can
Mm-hmm.
know good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it. I like it. So you mentioned credit cards. I have been a victim of identity theft as well. It's not a fun situation. What is your words of wisdom of the good, the bad, the ugly with getting credit cards? Because, sometimes we're irresponsible and we have to get this secured or things of that sort. What's your words of wisdom to somebody that is trying to get one, is considering one, or has one, or trying to get rid of one?
You shouldn't. First and foremost, you should never get rid of any of your credit cards. Because the length of your credit history is actually 15% of your credit score. That's a big chunk. 15% is a lot. But stay within your means. Use your credit cards because if you don't use them, they of course can be closed out involuntarily, or they'll reduce your credit limits, increase your interest rates. Like that's not, we don't want none of that, because all that's going to damage your credit and your adult report card, and those 3 digits carry so much weight in your adult life is almost ridiculous. But if you don't have any credit and you're looking to get a credit card, I mean, it's not hard to do. The first thing you want to do is get a secured card. And who you going to talk to first? Who do you bank with? Banks like relationships, especially credit unions. So go to where your bank is first. But they might say to you, oh, your credit's so jacked up that you got to put down 700 instead of 300. That can be a possibility. You can get turned down for a secured card as well from some banks. They'll turn you down even though it's starting with your own cash. That's fine. There's hundreds of banks out here where they don't even do credit checks. Okay, there's hundreds of banks out here that'll give you a secured credit card where they don't even do credit. They don't care about your credit history. They don't care that you had a bankruptcy. They don't care that you had a repossession or an eviction. They don't care that you got $10,000 in medical bills. It don't matter because you're starting with your own money. So the only risk that you're putting on is yourself, for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another trick when it comes to credit cards is every 6 months, ask for an interest reduction. Ask for credit limit increased, and if the person tell you no, ask to talk to their supervisor. Because actually credit limit increases will help you increase your credit score because you are decreasing credit utilization. Let me give you another trick when it comes to credit utilization. So everybody think that magic number is 30%, right? And they say, oh, 30%, keep all your credit cards at 30%. That's 100% incorrect. So the 30% actually comes in at where let's say you got 2 credit cards, they're $500 a piece, 5 and 5 make 1,000. We agree on that, correct? So and if you keep both those cards at 30%, 300 and 300, in total you have 600. The 30% ratio actually comes in the sum of all your balances as in comparison to the sum of all your limits on your credit cards. Meaning, instead of having each card at 300 and 300, because now you are at 60% and you're going to decrease your credit score. No, you want to keep your credit cards at 150 and under for each of those cards. Now together, those are 300. That's 30% of the 1,000. That's where the 30% comes in there. The rule of thumb, keep your credit cards under 10% if you can. That's the real sweet spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
interesting that you can ask for interest reduction,
Oh
because sometimes
yeah.
we'll call around for our cable, like, oh, this bill is too high, and they give you a little deal. You can also do that with a credit
Same
card.
difference, same difference. You because you're built. Remember, it's all about relationships. Our whole life is about relationships. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's all about that relationship you have your credit card. You paying on time, you're not spending it all crazy, then you are a favorable customer. They
Ah,
gonna give you more incentives to stay with them.
gotcha.
Call those bad boys up every 6 months and add, or they might only do a temporary interest decrease. So what? You know how much hundreds of dollars you'll save in less interest? I don't care if they
Mm-hmm.
only do it for 3 months. Still, you're still saving money either way. And also, if you can get a credit card and they had that zero balance introductory period, take what's on this credit card, transfer to that credit card, save thousands in interest for 18 months. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and do it. You got business people, you got people that do that all the time and save themselves money as they're still paying it down. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
every year or year and a half, they're switching them around like this to help them save money on interest. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Friend.
It seems so simple, don't it?
And sometimes, another reason why we do these, conversations, because it's the simplest things that sometimes we don't know. Because we get the card and we feel like, oh, that's all it is. But wait a minute, I could do what? I could change what? I can move what? Hmm. And making it work for our benefit, working smart and not hard. I like it. I like it. So if somebody wasn't, doing the greatest with their money and things of that sort and bankruptcy, what is it? What does it mean to file for bankruptcy? What is it, a good thing, a bad thing? When should one consider it, or when should one try not to do it?
Okay. So I am not a bankruptcy attorney. I am not a certified financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
But bankruptcy can be a lifesaver for some folks. Is nothing to be ashamed of. However, I have seen people they get bad advice. I have seen people that get bad advice for filing bankruptcy just for a few $1,000s. Like, why? Because once you file bankruptcy, then you can't basically you're at a standstill for about depending on what chapter, you're at a standstill for a couple of years. So I can't advise anybody on when to do bankruptcy. I would say your best bet is to speak with a bankruptcy attorney. Um, a lot of times people's situation aren't as bad as what they really think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because with some discipline, they can, and a lot of times people file bankruptcy. You got medical bills,
Mm-hmm.
high credit cards, and then you got people who are in tens of thousands, but those are like business people, investors, and they got all that going on.
Right.
But did you actually know that the average person that filed bankruptcy, all they needed was an additional $500 to $1,000 a month to stop them from filing for bankruptcy? And that's
Mm-hmm.
basically peanuts. So, yes, please consult with an accredited bankruptcy attorney before considering bankruptcy. Hopefully, you will find that you might not even need to file bankruptcy. Maybe you just need to do something a little different with your finances, is actually what a lot of people need to do. But some people need to do it. Don't get me wrong. Bankruptcy is a form of protection. There are some things that will continue to haunt you, even though you file bankruptcy. Um, it will ruin your credit temporarily, but you can still work on it. But please speak with a certified professional when it comes to filing bankruptcy. Please don't do it because you know your friend did it.
Bless our hearts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah, or your cousin did it, and you're like, oh, well, we got the same thing. I might as well do this too. Please don't.
Yeah, because your situation might be different.
I need to give one more nugget about bankruptcy. Even if you file for bankruptcy and don't go all the way through with it, it will still end up on your credit. Please do your due diligence.
So this is interesting. One, thank you for the transparency of, one, knowing our lanes and things of that sort. And when you go into somebody for finances, we want somebody that's going to be honest and let us know, no, this is who you want to connect with for that part. But I couple with X, Y, and Z, right? Because we talked about going to the right people that can really help us in what it is that we're doing. Another part that you shared that was interesting was that sometimes people just need like $500 or $1,000 a month more. And sometimes if we just pick up another side hustle, might help us out a little bit. Because really what's happening is sometimes it really is some debt, some things that we have that we're trying to pay down. But if we do that for a little bit and really focus on the hustle of snowballing to get some of those things down, it's a temporary moment, and then you get back on track and you don't have to file for bankruptcy. But again, speaking to somebody that's professional in it, and it goes back to really managing our funds the best that we can. Things do come up unexpectedly. I know, today something came up unexpectedly. And you have to adjust and work it out, pick up another hustle or something, or you adjust to make sure you can cover those things, so you don't get a hole. But the importance of really being mindful. So one of the things that you do, because it comes back to that credit repair, what are the pieces where people need credit repair? What are the areas that gets us in trouble?
The biggest thing that get people in trouble is not paying things on time. That's one of the, because payment history is the biggest chunk of your credit score is 35%. One payment history can set you back 50 to 100 points. And I don't care if you only got one credit card and that limit is $300, but you paid that bad boy one time late. And late in the credit world, late actually mean in personal credit, because it's totally different in business credit. Okay, those two different animals. Okay, so personal credit, late means after 30 days. So after 30 days, it's now reporting to the credit reporting agencies because they're not bureaus. So and that can just kill your credit score so bad, even just one late payment. Wow. So one way to get around that is always put yourself on automatic payments. And I don't recommend the minimum payment, but at least that will stop you from being late. And this is for anything that you actually make a payment on. We're talking about our credit cards, personal loans, stuff like that. Because even when it comes to like your utilities or bills or something, you could be a couple of days late with that. That's not going to the credit. That's not going to your credit automatically unless you months and months and months and months behind. And yeah, eventually that's going to, even if you mess up with the IRS, eventually you go into a collections agency too. But any type of thing like that, when it comes to loans or your credit cards, anytime you're using other people's money, let me say it like that. Okay. If you just set yourself up on automatic payments to at least pay the minimum, and I don't recommend just paying the minimum, I want to make that clear. But at least paying the minimum, you're not hit with a late fee.
Got it. Friends, we try and keep our numbers going up.
Yeah, and it's like I said, having financial literacy is also rising with your mindset, because you have to even get yourself in a better mental place if you actually want to achieve having good finances and good credit, period. Because if your mind, like we were just talking about Beyonce tickets, if your mind is set on getting Beyonce tickets instead of you got a shut off notice for your water, your electric, whatever, but you like, I'm going to this Beyonce concert, I don't care. Where's your mind at?
Right.
You know what I mean? We gotta be a little bit more mature. We gotta grow up a little bit more, stuff like that. But it all boils down to mindset and relationships. Having a better mindset when it comes to your finances, having a better relationship with your finances,
right,
to make better decisions. You got it, because a lot of people got bad credit because they make bad decisions. And don't get me wrong, things happen, like medical bills. People get sick, something happens. They get divorced. But even though I want to say with divorces, because people credit can drop with divorces as well. If you riding on your spouse's credit cards or something like that, and you got an 800, y'all get divorced, and now all that history being taken away because you're no longer on that credit. Now you dropping down to a 419. Real life story right there. Okay? That I know of people. Okay, you should always back yourself up. Period. I don't care how much ladies listen. I don't care how much money he got. I don't care how good his credit is. I don't care how good his job is. I don't care. I don't care. Back yourself up all the time. Period. I don't care if he got an 850 credit score. Make sure no matter what you got going on with him, you can always, and this is vice versa, y'all. You can always take care of yourself as well when it comes to your credit. Because that divorce thing, I know somebody who's a real estate agent. Decided to wait till after the divorce to actually get the mortgage approval and the house that they was going to get. This cost this real estate agent a $60,000 commission.
Mm.
After the $60, and we talking about one commission. Some people don't even make 60 grand a year gross. We talking about one commission.
Whew.
Back yourself up. Please take care of yourself.
Mm. Mm.
You just want some tips. Listen, I'm here.
Friends. Wow.
I ain't talking about even you spending any of your money. We got communities here where we just giving game.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm. Mm. So, friends, when in doubt, ask a question from somebody that knows what they're talking about, so you can get things together. I was watching a show, and their girl was married, but they were separated, but they were still married. Since they were separated, she started a business. She has hustled. She made it to the top, and now he's come back around because she needed a surgery, and he had a sign for it and things of that sort. But she was like, come on, I want a divorce now. I'm really ready for a sign of papers. And he wasn't thinking about the money at this time. He really was just sad that she left him. But he said, well, since you think it's that, let me do it that. So then he wanted to sue, not sue, but get some money in that divorce and things of that sort. And he was coming out with a nice pretty penny. So some questions, that's why I guess they say it's cheaper to keep her, huh? But might be cheaper to keep him. Because it goes both ways, friends.
Yes,
But really having those conversations to find out. Another one, it was somebody, maybe we should have did some, what's it called? A prenup and things of that sort. So really just, again, knowing where your finances are, where they're going, and having those conversations. Because as shared, this is one of the high numbers of people getting divorced. And it probably means that we're not talking about it as much as we should before we say, I do.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And you know what? You had mentioned something that I didn't get to speak on when we was talking about the $500 to $1,000, and people gotta be willing sometimes to stop being so comfortable. And what I mean by that, if $500 is stopping you from achieving something, what's wrong with going to go pick up another little hustle? No matter if you're doing some little working at home, or if you got some type of business hustle that's provide $500 even for a business hustle, that's still good. I don't care if you made $5. Go ahead, girl, with your bad stuff. Because you're working on your goals, you're working on your dreams. But people gotta be willing to get uncomfortable to sometimes make that safety net for themselves. So like I
Thank
said,
you, friend. She said, this is very interesting. Thanks for this. You are welcome, friend. It's quiet because, again, we talking about finances, so it get a little iffy and icky, and I understand. Because sometimes we trying to do the best that we can with the coins that we're getting, and sometimes it's adding up, sometimes it's not adding up, and sometimes it's like, I want to be a kid again.
That math ain't math for her. When they say you got more month than money, huh?
Yes. Mr. Bill is the most faithfulest friend I've ever met. I wish that he wasn't so faithful, but I appreciate him because if he wasn't coming around, that'd be a different situation, right? But when you become an adult, and these responsibilities are now yours, it's like, this what my mama was doing? This how she was making it happen? Whew, kudos to her. And times have changed from then, so we know it's adjustment. But again, linking up with the people that can help us, maybe not their mama, their auntie, if they don't know what they're doing, but somebody that does know what they're doing. And let's talk about YouTube, because I know you have a YouTube channel, and sometimes people go to YouTube to listen to the different things. What are some signs that we found somebody on YouTube that is going to give us some good stuff? Because they could probably do a couple games on us too, and we not know.
Of course, I would say compare and contrast.
Okay.
So if you got people on totally different people that most likely they don't know each other, if you hear them speaking about things and they're along the same lines, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that they know what they're talking about. If you listen to somebody and it's like way left, like what the, then they ain't the person you need to go with. So yeah, that's if you, and another thing is somebody giving you game about something, when they share and they're oversharing, that's who you want to listen to. Just because that means they're passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about something, you ain't gonna lie, and you ain't here to get over on people and cheat people.
You're right. And you're going to share some more nuggets that you didn't know about. It's like, what? I could get the interest rate change? Okay.
That's why I be telling people, don't give me a microphone because we gonna be here all night. I tell you.
But again, these are conversations that we're not having. And, I was reflecting even in school. We didn't learn about these things. We didn't learn about money management. We didn't learn about credit. We didn't learn about how these decisions today could bite us in the butt tomorrow if we're not careful regarding our money. So we're behind the curve. Like when we're in high school, first thing they're telling us about money is really loans, how to get a loan to go to school. And that in itself is also another conversation that's not really talked about to its full extent because maybe them things is still here. But there are scholarships available, but we don't do the work, the legwork that it takes to try to get those because sometimes they want us to jump through all these hoops and we're like, no, I can't do it. But sometimes so many people are not applying for it that you might get more than you thought when you do apply. So again, we don't have these conversations. So it's amazing to have the conversation to know how we can, because we're out here like blindly figuring it out, some of us,
Yeah. That's all by design. They want to keep the oppressed. Financial literacy, I know this for a fact. If we were all to become financially literate in all the different aspects of financial literacy, and if we come together and we did our movements, or we out here teaching the people, I'm talking about all coming together, being able to do this. Like I said, so much of it, we can't all be financial literate in every space. No, that's important.
Right.
Because you want to stay away from that person anyway. The person that said, "Well, I know every damn thing." No, that's the person you want to stay away from. No.
Yes.
We all come together and we teach our people, we show our people, we doing business with our people, blah, 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 blah. What's going to happen? We can overthrow any system.
Yeah.
What people don't understand is your dollar. Me, I'm a black woman, you a black woman. So let's just go out here and put it out there. Our black people alone got like our dollar. We worth about 1.3 trillion in the economy per year. Because we spend the most and know the least about financial literacy. And this is just black people themselves.
Right.
Not even talking about other minorities.
Right.
And please remember, our ancestors had it. We had our Black Wall Street, and what they do, they destroyed it. That's because they know if we get smart and we come together, we can overthrow everybody. Slavery. Why weren't they allowed to learn how to read? Because if we got smart and we unify, we can overthrow them, we can overtake. And when I say them, I'm talking about the system. So the system is set up and designed for us to fail. The system is designed and set us to be in debt. The system is designed for us to have bad credit and to stay in these cycles. The system is designed for us to continue to have generational curses. That's why it is totally up to your mindset. That's why, so when it comes to financial literacy, that's not just the money, the liquid fiat, whatever you want to call the cash. It's not about money. This is why we have to change our mindsets and change our relationship when it comes to finances. Because I need y'all to understand that it way more than just that dollar bill. Because it's so many systemic barriers already in front of us.
Yes.
And then we got the few out here who's done it, who continue to do it, but y'all not listening to them, man. Y'all not out here listening to Voice White Watkins that's out here telling y'all, like, it's people out here is telling you how to invest, what to invest in. You worried about that iPhone 14. Why are you spending that $1,000 or $1,400 in that phone instead of putting that in XYZ stock that's in 5 years that can make you $100,000? Like, why? Listening to the wrong thing because you listen to the noise instead of to what's really going on. Like, we really got to open up our minds to what's going on. It is designed to keep you back. The system is designed to keep us down, period. I need y'all to get off y'all backs and open your eyes to what's really going on. Okay, that's why I say I'm trying to get people this red pill, but Jen, I can't do it by myself.
I understand. A couple things in what you said. The piece of the knowledge. Once we are knowledgeable of something, we don't shut up about it. And that's why it's so crucial. Like when we do read a book and we find out something new, oh, did you hear blah, 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 and we're trying to share the wealth. I was doing something the other day, and the girl was excited to share a Bible trivia question with the person. And she was like, excited because she knew the answer and things that sort. When we know stuff, it's like contagious. We want everybody to know it. And that's why it's so important for us to have the knowledge, to be able to share the knowledge, but we got to get the correct knowledge, friends. But the other part of what you said about the phone, of the little bit that you do pay extra per month, that little bit that we pay extra a month, we could be paying some other stuff too. I'm gonna throw my thing out there. I'm getting on my box of little life insurance because we don't get it all the time, and it's not that expensive every month. We just put little coins to it, and then we're taking care of and things that sort. But I get it of us having the knowledge and then using the knowledge, because if we have the knowledge and don't go forth, what good is the knowledge?
Jen, I got an iPhone 11 and an iPhone 8 Plus. Those the two, and I got an iPad and all that stuff too. Yeah, I got a Generation 7 iPad. That's not even the most updated one. But guess what? It takes go. I still make money with it just about every day. So that's that's the real deal right there. Like I said, I got here go my 11.
Yeah.
8.
Yes.
And I'm saying I don't rush to go get no new phone. Why? Ain't it like $40 a month you paying just for that new phone? $40 a month. Like back in the day, remember we can just pay $200, get a new phone. You on 2 years now, they completely changed that game. Because y'all gotta remember, everybody, all these businesses and all that stuff, they gonna continue to get smarter. They continue to get smarter. Is how do we keep them paying more money and keep on paying more money?
Yeah.
That's their game.
Yeah.
We gotta learn how to do that. Not only do we need to learn how to do that ourselves, but we also need to know how. We just need to keep on using that. How are we going to leverage that to keep money in our pockets?
How are we going to leverage it?
I'm gonna tell you something too. Like especially people see me on social media, and everything I do is intentional. Everything. So if somebody might perceive something to be negative, I did that on purpose so y'all can talk about it. And let me tell you why I say that. Number one, there's an audio book that I'm listening to that's called about business secrets from the Bible. I also have a book that says God's plans for your finances, because your relationship with your finances is also spiritual. Because here's the thing, when your finances are not in order, it's no coincidence that everything else in your life is out of order. So you got to start from the top, baby. Period. To get it all together. So a post I made the other day after the Super Bowl, I said something about Rihanna's performance. And it was a provocative post, and I said it on purpose. That post got more attention than any other post I've ever done, period. And like I said, I start my day off inspirational, motivational every day. That gets lots of attention, but not more attention than this Rihanna post is. Y'all worried about the wrong stuff. And wonder why we are where we are, because you continue to be sheep. Y'all gotta take this red pill. That's all I got.
Wow. And that's amazing, because you really you will see more attention on something that's not as popular, I guess, but sometimes it's other things that should be addressed that we're not paying attention to.
When I'm giving a financial tip, when I'm saying to you, go to your credit union, get a pre-approval check from them, then take it and pull your own credit score and own credit report, and then take it to the car dealership and say, here's my money, here's my credit report, don't pull nothing, that's what I want. Instead of you going to the dealership and letting them pull your credit and bringing down your credit scores. Y'all say in 30 seconds, I just gave a nugget that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
That might get 100 likes, but this thing I did on Rihanna got like 800 likes on my other page. Like, that's what I'm saying. Y'all worried about the wrong stuff, and that noise is put out on purpose because y'all eat it up. People eat it up, and I'm saying, y'all, I've been there before, so I understand. I used to love me some Love and Hip Hop. Okay, yeah. I used to love that ratchet show. Don't get me wrong, but listen, like I said, y'all, that's why we gotta open up our minds and get to a point where we put placing ourselves in better houses, better financial houses, better spiritual houses, better houses with your family, friends, your children, the institutions around you. We gotta do this better holistically.
Right. Because it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Because it not just helps us, but it helps the generations to come.
And that's
And
what it
we don't
always
always
is
get
about.
that.
Mm-hmm.
We think of just today, but
Yeah.
what about tomorrow? And with
Yeah.
our finances, we have to think about tomorrow. We have to think about next week. We have to think about next year. Because, what's it, the 20th? We got to think about next week because it's the first of the month is coming again. Are we secure to make sure that the roof is over our head?
Time pay rent.
Mr. Bill is coming. Are we ready?
Mr. Bill.
Are we
Mm-hmm.
ready? Trying to know. What words of advice would you give somebody to the listeners today that are trying to get their finances together, trying to be a financial boss, or the mindset, not the title? Yeah, get there. What words of wisdom would you give that person? Us.
Budget. Budget your money. Use the 80-20 rule. Turn 80% of your income into 100% and stash that other 20. So for every $10 you get, use 8, save 2. Let's talk about budgeting and savings. Bam. When it comes to your side hustle, find something you're passionate about and do it. Stop sitting on it. Stop letting other people hold you back. Stop listening to what they're saying. They want you to stay where they are. Get yourself right. Get your spiritual house in order. Because if y'all really think that the Most High want us out here suffering, you're mistaken. Find yourself a mentor and listen. Keep your mouth shut and listen. If you living in a hut and you want to live in a mansion today, you gonna live. You should listen to somebody live in a mansion, not to the person that live in the hut next door to you. Keep your mouth shut and listen and take notes. Period.
And we dropped the mic.
I can say so much more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop it. Like I said, you give me a microphone, I'm gonna talk all night.
That's so good because we do want to get a mentor. We do want to I want to be like that. I want to aspire, but then we're not listening. We're not listening to the blood, sweat, and tears. We're not listening to the sacrifices that it took. And getting that hustle was I don't have enough time. We have time for what we make time for, and if you need it, this has now become a priority. So we have to do what we have to do to adjust our schedule to make it work, or find another job that, will pay you more. But sometimes you can't find something that you enjoy doing where it's like second nature to, and there's nothing to do. It's like, if you got something like that, why not? Go ahead and try it. But again, finding what it is that brings you joy, because when you find what it is that brings you joy, it'll make everything else a piece of pie.
Yep. This brings me joy. This makes me happy because I know there's somebody out there that listened to something you said, and there's somebody out there listening to something that I said, and they're going to apply it, and they're going to have a positive outcome, which means that we've done our job.
Absolutely.
This brings me joy. That whole pay it forward and put my hand back, pulling her up with me, pulling him up, whomever, that brings me joy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're all about. That was good. I took my notes because I'm always taking notes and things of that sort.
Yes. They say money makers are note takers.
Yes. I like my notes because that listening, not looking is really good. Because sometimes we'll see something and it looks so good, and we feel like, oh, I need it, I want it, and we don't. But if I just listen, it'll help me have a clearer mindset when listening. I'm paying attention more. I'm listening to the words, to hear the words that are coming out. That's good. So many good things. So many good things. So many good things. You said the books were Bible secrets from the Bible, and what was the other one?
Business secrets from the Bible, and the other one is God's plans for your finances.
And again, friends, if you don't know, you want to find somebody that does know, so that you can then apply it. Can't say that it's not out there. Everybody and their mama got a YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Jen Cares, okay, friends? But everybody has YouTube channels, so making sure that what we're buying into is something that's going to really help and uplift and inspire us to do better. Because when we know better, we do better, right? Please do better. Help us all do better, Lord. So good. I thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope that you have a great evening. Friends, be sure to follow her because she's always dropping some great nuggets of wisdom to help us in the area of finances. Why? Because she's a financial boss, okay? She knows what it is and she's doing, is what I'm saying, so that we know that when we go to her, we're getting some great information. All right?
Thank you so much for having me, Jen, and allowing me to speak to the people on your platform. And as I stated, our goal is for somebody out there to take one thing we said tonight and apply it to your life to make something better. Yes. That's our one and only goal.
That's it. So friends, my new friend, go check her out, okay? Because she's giving us some good knowledge and information so we know what we're doing. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening.
I am, and I'm actually getting ready to go on some training because, like we said, you never stop learning. Okay, yeah, I'm about to jump on some training. Then I gotta be at the our lovely airport like 3:00 in the morning. So,
yes, you got it. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Yes. Oh, that was amazing, friends. We had the amazing Tyra Jacklene sharing about financial balls. How great was that, friends? Friends. It's important that we are mindful of our nuggets, okay? Because they are important to us and they help us to do what it is that we're doing. Don't forget our quote of the day. Never spend your money before you have earned it. Thomas Jefferson. Never spend your money before you have earned it. Don't forget our Black History Fact of the day. We talked about Catherine Hughes. She is an American entrepreneur, radio and television personality, and business executive. She has been listed as the second richest Black woman in the United States. Come on, Catherine Hughes, come on. Friends, I do hope that you enjoyed tonight. Be sure to join us next week as we will close out our Boss Up series with Dr. Tina from Mental Boss. Why? Because we're going to talk about mental health over here. Show my face. We're going to talk about mental health over here. Why? Because it's a real thing. And it's something that we want to be mindful of. And I want us to be equipped with the tools because we're still in the beginning of the year. And I want this year to owe us nothing. Okay? Friends, be sure to join us next week. But check out what we got coming for March. Check it out.
Left, right, left. Last year we were marching. This year, we are still marching. Tune in to the Jen Cares March series, I'm Still Marching. On Monday, March 6th, we will have Fumi Sahib for Encourage Yourself. Monday, March 13th, we will have Kelly Miles as she joins us for Surviving in Spite of. On Monday, March 20th, we will have Dr. Kia Everett for Self-Care. We will close out with Beverly Francois Alston for Dream Again on Monday, March 27th. Tune in on Facebook or on YouTube by searching Chozen Counselors on Mondays at 8 p.m. Be sure to mark your calendar and tell a friend as this Jen Care series is brought to you by Chozen Counselors.
Friends, it's going to be good. So be sure to join us next month for I'm Still Marching. But again, join us next week as we close out our Boss Up series. I do love you all for real. I'm excited because this weekend we're having our second meetup. Woo, 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 woo. If anybody's interested in joining, you can join us. Go to our website at chozencounselors.com to sign up to be a part of the meetup. A connection for purpose-minded people that provides support and accountability. And we need accountability, friends. We just talked about financial balls. I got to check in myself to make sure I keep myself together. Also, I had on my love shirt. Why? Because it is still the month of love. I hope that you feel loved. I hope that you feel encouraged. I hope that you feel inspired and motivated to keep on doing those things that you are chosen to do. Why? Because you're chosen for this. We always going to talk about that. This one, chosen for this. Oh, our journal is still doing amazing things, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. That's all I have for us on tonight, chosen friends. May you have an amazing week. I love you all for real. Okay? Good night.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chozencounselors.com. That's Chozen with a Z, so that you can stay in the know and most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode next Monday at 8 p.m. right here as we specialize in bringing the community to you.